Okay, I want to welcome you all to this meeting, which is done in English, for I hope that somebody is from outside the Scandinavian countries so they can appreciate. And we are going to talk about the signing process and the KYC process and the transfer of from trees to shares. And the one who is going to do that for you is Jacob, who is the chairman of TPS. So I will leave the word to start up the whole process with Jacob. So thank you for coming, and hope you enjoy it.
Okay, thank you, Rino. So my name is Jacob Saternes. I'm a chairman of the board of TPS and also one of the co-founders. At the moment, we are in a conversion period where we convert sponsorship package and donation package and also old certificates from Better Globe to shares in TPS. This process is the sponsorship packages. This we do during this period about from the 16th of April until the 30th. So it's eight days left. During this process, we from TPS offer 8 shares in exchange for the sponsorship package and the certificates since before. The 13th of April is also the last day for pre-registration of the next conversion period. And next conversion period is in the beginning of June this year, approximately at 4th of June until the 18th. During that conversion period, it will be we will be offering 6 shares towards sponsorship package or certificates instead. So why do we offer different amounts of shares per conversion period? The first one we offered 10, now we offer 8, and the next one we will offer 6. And that's because when we formed the company, we made agreements and moved all the trees or agreements of the trees into the public company, Swedish company, Tree Partner Solutions. When we did that, we had a third-party investigation about the value of all trees, and we use this value and the value prognosis for the future to decide how many shares will we shift the certificates against. When we do this, we take in calculation how many trees does TPS own. We only calculate on trees that are at least 2 years old, so younger trees than 2 years. We don't put into the calculation, and that's because it takes 3 years from financing a tree until it's 2 years old, approximately. And it's when it's about 2 years old, you actually can count the tree because it's both more valuable and also the expectancy to deliver over 15 to 20 years, it's much higher then. So we take all those trees, we calculate on the value of the timber that we get from an institute that's called ITTO. This report everyone can download. They give the reports every month to give the exact number of the trading of timber in the world. So from this report, we take the value and we count against the trees inside TPS, and to calculate which value between euros and Swedish crowns, we use the calculation that the Swedish tax authority uses. So the value then for the period that we are in at the moment is for pre-registered trees until the last of December 2023, and the pre-registration date before that was the last of April. So then we use this September as our date when we do the valuation, because it's in the middle, and we take those values from September. So therefore we got 8 shares to that validation, and for the next validation until 6 shares, we use the accounting for February 2024. So then you knew a little bit more about how we count and why, where we get the numbers from. If you are more interested in this, you can also read it both in Swedish and in English on TPS website under FA, frequently asked questions. So we are doing this conversion process at the moment. The ones that got the, we have mailed all the signature package to all the of Better Globe customers that have pre-registered 2 shares. So if you are in this meeting, you have certificates or sponsorship package that you have pre-registered, and you haven't got any signature package from No Reply at Scribe, please contact Tree Partner Solution and we will help you with a new signature or find the old one. We have about 100 emails that has bounced from the signatures. So what's the next step, or what are TPS doing at the moment? We are doing this process, and we also work with developing the plan on how will TPS as a company have a business and a business model towards the finance market. This we will do by a company can bring in money through 3 ways. It's for share emissions, it's from loan, and it's from their own business. So what we work with at the moment is how do we develop this business. We have contact with a couple of different couple of stakeholders at the moment that are interested in buying already planted trees from TPS. So our business model will be that we form companies, we take the trees from a certain area, we make a package of this, and we sell that to the finance market. And then I mean not small stakeholders as we are in this community. I mean the big stakeholders as funds and capital insurance companies and so on. So when they then can buy the certificates from the trees and own them for themselves, and what TPS does then, it's we get money today from trees that are going to be harvested in a couple of years. To this company or this certificate we sell to them, we actually manage the trees together with Better Globe, and we get a percentage from the trees when they are felled. So why do we do this? Well, if we are an ordinary forestry company that just owns forest, we are just a company that's not planting more trees. So to be able to do more good and develop, we have to plant more trees, and then we have to bring in more money. And by selling the timber before it is harvested, we can bring in money today to plant, to double the planting of the trees earlier, and through that also help more people in Africa. I hope I make you understand what I mean, or what I'm trying to explain with words. So this business model, we think we are going to sell the first companies to the finance business or other developers within this or next year. If we do this, that will mean that we can both plant more trees earlier and also give dividends either next year or the year after that. So it's actually both a business model that are more beneficiary for the planet and the people, but also more beneficiary for the shareholders by dividends. So our goal is actually to be both a forestry company and a forest planting financing company. And if we are, for example, our goal is to be able to sell the plants after about 3 years. So it's for a plant to become 2-year-old, it takes about 3 years from we are financing the plant. So the first year is planning and so on, and then Better Globe Forestry plant it together with farmers, and it grows in 2 years. After those 2 years, we want to sell it. And if we sell that plant after 2 years instead of after 15 or 20 years, we actually can plant 2 plants the 3rd year. And then we can sell that in 3 years. And then we can plant 4 plants. And that we can sell that in 6 years. And plant 8 plants, and so on. And in that way, we both make more money to the shareholders and are doing more good. So I think I've talked enough. I think it's better if you ask the questions. If you have any questions about both the development of the TPS and also about this conversion from certificate sponsorship package to shares. So if there are any questions in the chat, or if you just want to raise your hands in the Zoom meeting, we can take the questions now.
There's no questions in the chat now for now.
Okay, do we have anyone who wants to ask any question?
Okay, now, are there any plans to bring the company to the stock market so that the shares can be traded?
Yes, our aim is to go to the stock market at 2027 or after that. We have to have 3 years as a public company before we go to the stock market, and there's some other regulations, but our aim is to go there 2027 or after that.
Thanks for the presentation. Long time since we signed the transfer from Better Globe to TPS, do we need to sign again even if we don't want to buy sponsorship packages?
No, this conversion is just for if you haven't converted the old certificates, and if you have bought sponsorship package from the 1st of May until the last of December. So sponsorship package or donation package. So if you already converted and you haven't bought any new products from Better Globe, you don't have to sign anything.
I bought my trees when I lived and paid taxes in Sweden. For the last 5 years, I live and pay taxes outside of the EU. Am I still allowed to buy and sell these stocks while living outside of the EU? I signed to convert trees to stocks last year.
Yes, you are. We have just a restriction about you can buy and sell shares also outside the European Union, but we have difficulties, so we don't bring in shareholders from the US, Canada, Japan, Hong Kong, New Zealand, Australia, and South Africa. Those countries we have difficulties to bring into the company at the moment, and that's about regulation between different countries and financial transactions. But if you find a buyer in another country than that, you can just go to TPS website, and under investor relations there are description on how you proceed if you want to sell your shares to another shareholder.
Okay, he says, Hans says, I live in Canada. Speak to you later.
Yeah.
But Hans, it depends on what kind of citizenship you have. Do you have Canadian citizenships or what? Which stock market do you know that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Can you hear me talk? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I have. I mean, I lived in Sweden and I did that. I am a German, and I'm Canadian both. So yeah. I mean, I bought those shares or the trees when I was in Sweden, and now I moved out for 5 years. So. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's up in the air. Yeah. Can I still proceed with all this? You know. So.
Okay, you ain't a shareholder at the moment.
Well, I did the conversion.
Yeah.
I signed the document to do the conversion last year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I'm waiting for, I didn't get anything from Scribe recently, but I signed something. So I'm a little bit also wondering if I have a confirmation that I'm good and I'm caught up with everything. I'm not entirely sure. So
Okay.
I was going to send an email.
Hans, could you send me an email at support@betterglobe.com and I will look at it?
That's right. I was going to go to this meeting first. And my name is Cornelius. My father's name was Hans on his computer.
Okay.
So, okay.
Okay. Okay.
But so look for an email from Cornelius today.
Yeah. Okay. That's okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And one question, do I have to sign once again if I signed to convert trees to stocks last year?
No, if you haven't bought any sponsorship package or the donation package after that, you don't have to sign anything.
But if you did, then you have to.
Yes,
Yes.
if you have to, because it's different kind of the sponsorship package and the old certificates is different kinds of products, and and the jurisdiction about them is different, so therefore you have to sign them. It's not possible for TPS to bring in the product of sponsorship package into shares in TPS without any signings.
Yes. Which stock market, do you know that?
No, Sweden, one of the Swedish stock markets.
Yes. Okay. Then we have no more questions.
We have one from Michalis.
Yes,
Okay.
I raised my hand.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
I just want to ask, because I'm trying to help some of the customers from Cyprus. Let's say we reach to somebody that wants now to do what we call the pre-registration. Now, these people will get within the next, let's say, 2 weeks, something from Scribe, or they have to wait for another share emission, let's say.
Yeah, if they pre-register it now and before in the next 8 days, they won't get anything at this moment, but they will get agreement from Scribe or TPS in the beginning of June, 4th of June this year.
Okay, but the let's say what is important to know also is how many shares will they get? They will get 8 or 6?
6 shares.
Okay, and after the end of this month, if somebody else, let's say in the beginning of next month, somebody signs the pre-share registration, then they have to wait for something less than 6, or the deadline is the end of this month for people that want to do the pre-share registration and get 6 shares.
Yeah, in the end of this month, it's if you pre-register it before the end of this month, it's 6 shares. If you pre-register after that, we haven't finished that calculation yet, because that depends on when we are doing the next conversion. At the moment, we are planning that for the beginning of 2025. So probably it would be published sometime in September or October how many shares it will be for the next conversion.
Okay, and one last thing, the people, what was the deadline for doing this pre-share registration for getting 8 shares? So I let them know. What was the cutoff date that, let's say, if somebody did the conversion, they would get the 8 shares? Because now what I understand is by the end of this month, is for people that want to do it now, and they will get 6 shares. For the 8 shares, what was the date, the last date? So I can tell them, if you did it before this date, then you will get 8 shares when you sign.
It was the last of December 2023. So if they did that, they should have gotten the signature package from TPS, and they should have got it from a no reply at scribe.se or .com, I think. So if they haven't got that, they have to contact the TPS or Better Globe.
But this procedure is the last few days. I received it a few days ago, so actually they might receive it within the next few days. Yes, or everybody that was eligible, they should have by now received the mail from Scribe.
Everyone should have got it. They should have got it in Cyprus. They should have got it in the 16th of April. So at the same time, same day as you.
Okay. So it's very clear. Thank you very much.
Okay, one more question. You mentioned dividend to stakeholders perhaps from next year or the year after. How does this work when TPS haven't entered the stock market yet? Will shareholders be granted more shares as dividend?
No, that's not the plan at the moment. Dividend will be paid out when we are profitable. They asked me in the Swedish Zoom meeting before, when will that happen? And I said, if we sell one or two of those companies with Tree in, we think that if we do that later this year or maybe the year after, it will be paid out dividends the year after that, because then we will have sold trees for more than the costs in the company, so that we have been what do you call it? So you have to be profitable to be able to pay out dividends. So if we do that, our goal is to pay out money, not shares. But I would say it could we could have. It depends on the banks. Actually, it's the same problem as with Better Globe. We have it depends on different countries. I would say in Sweden that's not a problem. In Scandinavia that's not a problem. In Europe it shouldn't be a problem, but if you are outside Europe it's more difficult. But if it's a share dividends, it's much easier to pay out to the shareholders.
So if I haven't got the mail from Scribe, what do I do?
Contact the investor relation at treepartnersolution.com or Better Globe. If you contact investor relation at treepartnersolution.com, we can check that you should have gotten the email, and we will help you with the one. We have about 100 mails that have bounced when we have sent them out.
There's one more thing. You can also log into your account and go to shares in TPS. If you have shares under processing, you should have received an email from Tree Partner Solutions or Scribe. If you don't have that, you don't need to sign anything now.
Yeah, Camilla, so do I send it to Better Globe or to TPS to reach you for this email that I'm to send?
You can send it to support@betterglobe.com and
Okay.
you can find out.
Okay.
Can I see my shares in some web portal? Do you have a valuation of companies so that I can see the value of the shares, even though the company is not on the stock market yet? Well, the value of a share, you can see in the TPS website under investor relations, where we 4 times a year update the net worth of a share. The net worth of a company divided from all the shares in the company is presented there every quarter. So there you can get that. Important to know is that that's just the net worth. a share, the value of a share is decided between the buyer and the seller. So the net worth, we present the net worth so that you, if you want to sell it or buy it, can make your own decision on how much do I want to sell it for, or how much do I want to buy it for. So that's just a way of giving some kind of market price. TPS will always use the net worth or some percentage of the net worth when we present how many shares we will give in the conversions and so on. But it's important to know, so you don't have the expectation that if I buy this for this amount and it's this net worth, it can vary when we come to the stock market. So for example, when we go to the stock market, it can both be more worth more than the net worth, and it can also be the share can also be worth less than the net worth. So that's important to know. And from share, you can get two kinds of worth. The one thing is if you sell the share, and the other one is from the dividends. And the dividends come from what we do and sell in a company. So if we sell, for example, these companies with the trees I told you before, that can be dividends. If we sell the trees when we have felled them, that can become dividends. So it's two ways to earn money from shares. There is TPS has today, we don't have any custodial accounts, but we have a digital share ledger that has a light version of a custodial account for unlisted shares. This is called NDR, and it's international shareholders can see the shares in this share ledger or the custodial light version of custodial accounts by create an account with your email addresses that you have registered at BetterGlobe. So those email addresses you can use to get an account at NDR, and after that you should be able to see your shares. In Sweden it's a little bit easier, than you can use a digital system to see to recognize yourself, but you can't do that outside Sweden. The only shareholders that can't see the shares through NDR is if you have a company that owns the shares and you're not from Sweden. For those shareholders, we actually send out a PDF version from the share ledger to the share owners. So if you are a company that's registered outside Sweden, you can't see that, and then we send you a PDF file instead.
Okay. I have 3 accounts. I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. I have 3 accounts, my own and 2 for my kids. I added my credentials on all of them on the first conversion period. Do I get 3 mails now that I need to digital sign?
If you bought more sponsorship package since April of last year, you will get new emails. If you haven't bought anything, you won't get any new emails to sign.
Yes. A tip: search for Scribe in your inbox or spam. Found it, then yeah. not by searching on TPS or Tree Partner Solutions. Search for Scribe. Then we don't have any more questions.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so in this NVR, if I understood well what you said, most of the people in Cyprus are registered as persons, not companies.
Yes.
So my advice to them is to register to NVR using the email they use for Better Globe and TPS. That will then be connected and they will be able to see their shares. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's good. Thank you. Thank you.
Hmm. We have a new.
Sorry. It's stated in the Better Globe newsletter that the signature is necessary before April 30. If I bought more donation packages or converted to share from trees in the period from May 1st to December 31st. I converted in this period, but haven't gotten a mail to sign. Am I missing something?
Yes, you are. Then either the email has bounced or it's in your junk mail. Investor. So then you have to either contact Better Globe or Tree Partner Solution. The best way is to go through treepartnersolutions.com and send an email from there. Then we get it directly, and you don't have to bother Better Globe about it, and we will help you as soon as possible.
Okay. Then we don't have any more questions.
In that mail in the mail that the text is taken from, there's the Tree Partner Solutions email address are in that mail. So use that email address to TPS, and we will help you.
Okay, then we yes.
No, excuse me, Camila. I did the road, but in the first letter I received, the information was that I had 73 old certificates convertible into 584 shares, then 14 sponsorship packages that can convert into 112 shares. So that would be like 700 whatever shares. But when I received the document that I was asked to sign, it didn't give me that numbers of shares. So there is a discrepancy between what I was informed and what I am asked to sign.
Okay. If you do you have access to Better Globe Facebook group, Leila?
For sure I will. If not, I will find the way.
Yeah. In this documentation package, there's you actually sign three different agreements at the same time, or two different agreements. In one of those, it's specified about the certificates and sponsorship package, and in the in one, and they are separated. I understand that this is
okay, for whoever is not used to all the shares, etc., could be confusing. But yeah. I understand that it's safe because I definitely trust and I love the fact that we just put trees in Africa or wherever in the world. So shall I just continue trusting and sign and go on? or just I need to find out more?
I would say it's the best is that you first control that you got the right amount of shares. But in the Facebook group, I made I described where in the agreements you can find which number, both which type of numbers there are for the sponsorship packets, how much they are, how much and how many shares you have in total. I haven't that. So in one page, you can see the total number of all shares you would get. So if you haven't got that number that you think you should have got, contact Tree Partner Solutions and we will help you.
Okay, so first I would look in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
And go from there. All right. Good night.
Thank you.
Okay, if there's no more questions, I think then we have done what we
Oh,
should today. Is there any
Yes.
more? Camilla?
No more questions. No.
Okay. All right, and I want to thank you all for participating, and I want to thank Jacob for a good presentation and Camilla for helping us with the different questions. Well, thank you all, and I wish you can come back next time also, because there's always new things. When we announce that we're going to have a Zoom meeting, there's always something that people wonder about, and we want to explain as much as possible. And Jacob and TPS have now quite good control on the things they are doing, and you'll get good answers, I can assure you that. So thank you very much, and have a nice evening, all of you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.